Hey friends, I'm Shanna with LifefulAndFrugal.com, and today I'm going to be offering something a little bit different from our normal content. I'm actually going to be sharing with y'all about homeschooling. With the new school year looming before us, I wanted to go ahead and take this opportunity to offer a Frugal Homeschool Guide for beginners. Specifically, I would love to offer some reassurance to parents who might be on the fence, trying to decide if homeschooling is the right choice for your family. Truthfully, homeschooling fits seamlessly into the whole idea of lifeful and frugal. Frugality is all about stewardship, right? Homeschooling is a beautiful way that we have been able to steward the hearts and minds of our boys. It has afforded us many opportunities to practice the discipline of frugality, and it has definitely enriched our lives. We have lived fully and abundantly because of the opportunities and the freedom that we have homeschooling our boys. So this is something that I've wanted to share about for quite a while now, but I wasn't always sure if home education would appeal to most people. But obviously a lot has changed in the last year with public schools shutting down and the implementation of distance learning. So given the circumstances, I thought this might be helpful for those of you who might be looking for alternatives for your children this school year. So let me just say, 7.5 years ago, it wasn't exactly my dream to be a homeschool mom. I never thought I would homeschool my boys. I thought it was crazy and I didn't think I would ever do it. But life has a way of humbling us. Circumstances change, and I found that while my boys were in public school, there were a number of things that I personally just could not make peace with. Many of you might be in the same position, trying to decide what you're willing to make peace with in order to send your children to school this year. I hope this post will give you enough information that you can have peace about making a decision, that you can have confidence to know that you actually can homeschool your children, and just to give you some general information and guidance to point you in the right direction to get you started. So step one, as always in any situation in life, no matter how big or small, is to pray. I would just encourage you to spend a lot of time in prayer. This is undeniably a huge decision. Pray together as a family, talk to your kids, talk to other people in your life that you trust, and as you're seeking wise counsel from the Lord and from the people in your life that you know and love and trust, go ahead and weigh the pros and cons. There are advantages and disadvantages to both. Either way, if you send your kids to public school or you keep them home to homeschool them, there are going to be pros and cons either way. I was terrified to homeschool my kids. I did not feel qualified and I was so afraid, but God gave me so many assurances that I would not be on my own. There is a verse that brought me so much comfort, and it still does today, and that is 2 Peter chapter 1 verse 3. It says, "His divine power has given us everything we need for life and godliness through our knowledge of Him who called us by His own glory and goodness." I would encourage you not to miss that part where it says that His divine power has given us everything we need for life. Over the last 18 months, death, fear, uncertainty, anxiety, anger, resentment, all these things have monopolized our thoughts and our conversations. Allow me to encourage you to think about the opportunity that you have to educate your children at home and speak words of life over your family in the power and authority of Jesus Christ. So as you continue to pray together as a family and weigh the pros and cons of homeschooling, the next step that I would encourage you to take is to check out Homeschool Legal Defense. They have a really easy to use map where you just click on your state and it'll take you to a list of the requirements specific to your state in order to homeschool, and they will also have detailed instructions on how you can remove your children from the school system. If you do decide to homeschool, I would definitely encourage you to join Homeschool Legal Defense so that you will have full legal representation. Most states in the US are really lenient with their homeschool laws, but it just gives you peace of mind knowing that you have that legal backing, and it's definitely worth the cost of membership. Step 3 for getting ready to homeschool your kids is a little bit more practical. You definitely need to have a space set aside specific for your homeschool materials at least. You don't have to have a fancy classroom space to homeschool your kids. We have a beautiful classroom. I love our classroom space, but we almost never use it for school. It's the boy cave, it's the band practice room, it's our library, it's where the boys watch movies, but most of the time for school we end up at the dining room table or on the couches. We've gone out to the porch. We even ended up piled in the bed doing our homeschool work. So you don't need to create a fancy classroom space. It's okay if all you have is just a basket or a dresser or a bookshelf. You just need a place at the end of the day when you're done with your schoolwork to just put everything out of sight and out of mind, and this will go a long way to help you preserve your sanity. Okay, so we've made it to step 4, and that is learning style and curriculum. Everyone has a different way that they learn, and you need to just figure out how your children learn and what works for you as well. So I would just encourage you to do a little bit of research. You can look into the different methods of homeschooling. There are methods that look a lot like public school with textbooks and workbooks. There's the Waldorf method, there's Montessori, there's classical conversations, and there's also what is called the Charlotte Mason method. Again, I just would encourage you not to get bogged down with methodology. We actually use a combination of several different things. You just have to figure out over time what works for you and what doesn't. As you're getting started this school year, the best thing that you could possibly do with your kids is just to read together. Watch documentaries and just take some time to de-school, decompress, and find your footing as you start your homeschooling journey. When the boys were in elementary school, we used a curriculum called 5 in a Row, and it was a literature-based curriculum. It's inspired by the Charlotte Mason method, and I loved it. And as my boys got older, they're in middle school and high school now, we use a curriculum called Beautiful Feet. It's also literature-based, and we love it. It's worked so well for us. I really love 5 in a Row and Beautiful Feet because they're both really affordable. When we were using 5 in a Row, I was just amazed because the teacher's manuals only cost $35. And we did purchase the book pack, and those usually ran around $150. But there are a lot of homeschool families who do not purchase the book pack, and they'll actually get the books from the library. Most of them are available. Some of them are out of print. A lot of times you can find those on eBay or on thrift books. You will find that when creating a frugal homeschool, that the library is absolutely essential. We love our librarians, we love our library, we love the apps that are available through our library. My boys love audiobooks. There's all kinds of opportunities to learn so much from the library, and it's free. It's amazing. This is a crucial tool that you will implement for your homeschooling journey. Okay, so the last step is to find people in your area who are on the same journey. You will definitely benefit from other parents with more experience, and it's so great because you can get together and you can plan field trips and activities. These are your people. These are the people in your life who will give you a shoulder to cry on, and it's definitely really beneficial for you and your family to have a community around you and support you. All right, y'all, those are my 5 tips to get you started on your homeschool journey. I hope this was helpful. I hope that you will have peace about your decision to homeschool your children. I hope you will have confidence to know that you can homeschool them. You can do this. And definitely I hope that this answered some of the questions that you might have, and I know you are going to have so many of them. So definitely check out the box below for some helpful links. And while you're at it, go ahead and like, share, and subscribe so you never miss any of the good stuff that we have for y'all. I pray that you have a wonderful school year with your kids, and I pray all the blessings of Abba Father on you and your family. You'll have a wonderful day.